This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Neyland's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Like, subscribe, comment. Show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support. I love Vandy. I really do. I'm from Tennessee and I've known a lot of Vanderbilt fans. I've even rooted for Vandy on occasion. Not when it comes to when they're playing University of Tennessee, of course. But are they really an SEC school anymore? Don't get me wrong. I love when Tennessee plays Vandy. It's a long rivalry. And like I said, I still root for them on occasion, but they're really getting to the point where they're not able to keep up in any sport. And I mean, it's not that they don't deserve to be paid attention to. It's just really they need a chance to have more wins, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying kick them out of the SEC. No, they're one of the originals. I mean, they helped found the SEC. They helped found the Southern Conference before that. And they helped found the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Association before that. If you don't know those three schools, or those three conferences, the SIAA was the first Southern Conference. It was the granddaddy to the SEC, and it was a mega conference, 30-something schools. And then that broke up, and a lot of those schools went and became the SoCon, Southern Conference. Now, SoCon's still around, but not that way anymore, because SoCon back then had Tennessee, Vandy, Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, you name it, they had a Southern school. But the big names broke off from there, and they moved to the SEC. And Vandy back then was a big school. But now, it seems like they're a punching bag. And I'm not saying that I have anything against Vandy in any way. I'm going to keep saying that. It's just that I don't think that they deserve to be a punching bag, nor do I think that the SEC is the right fit for them anymore. I think they need to move down to a group of 5. I think if they move down to a group of 5, they would do themselves a lot better. So let's take a look at the different sports. The big payday for any Division I school nowadays is their football team. Vandy won several SIAA conference championships. They won 2 SoCon championships. Technically, they've been awarded 6 national championships over the years: 1906, 1910, 1911, 1918, 1921, and 1922. All these conference championships and the national championships were won under Dan McGugan. He was an American football player, coach, and lawyer. And he was the winningest. The last bowl game that they went to, that Vandy went to, was 2018. It was the Texas Bowl. They lost to Baylor. Before that was Independence Bowl in 2016, and they lost to NC State. Last time they won was under James Franklin. That was the last time they really won games. The Tennessee Vandy rivalry's been going on since 1892, 117 times. Tennessee leads it 79 to 33 to 5. Georgia's considered a big rivalry with them. Georgia leads that 60 to 20 to 22, or 60 to 20 to 2, pardon me. Ole Miss is considered a rival. 51 to 39 to 2. That's their closest one right there. In Kentucky. Well, no, pardon me. Kentucky. Kentucky leads it 48 wins, 42 losses, and 4 ties. That's how the rivalry's going. This is a situation for them. They don't, once in a blue moon, they get a decent player. Jay Cutler, the NFL quarterback, he played at Vandy. Hall of Fame players, they haven't had one since Carl Hinkle. He played 1935 to 1937. Bill Edwards was their last Hall of Fame coach. He coached from 1949 to 1952. Now, they've had All-Americans since then. Zach Cunningham, who linebacker, and he played for the Texans and the Titans and the Eagles. Jordan Matthews, wide receiver, he played for the Eagles. But really, it's kind of sad. Zach Cunningham was their last All-American, and before that, their other All-American was Ricky Anderson in 1984. He was drafted to the Cardinals. This is how bad it's become for them on their football side. This year, they're going to be playing Alabama in Nashville, at Auburn, at Kentucky, at LSU, at Missouri. South Carolina's coming to them, Tennessee's coming to them, and Texas is coming to them. Their non-conference opponents, Virginia Tech, Alcorn State, Ball State, and Georgia State. Does it really sound like they're going to have a winning season? I mean, they're playing 2025, they're playing Georgia State and Colorado State and Virginia Tech so far. That's what we know. 2032 and 2033, they're playing Stanford. They can play group of 5 schools and win. Look what they did with Hawaii. But in football, they're not really doing themselves any justice. The men's basketball team, on the other hand, for years, was one of the things that everybody paid attention to them over. Last time they were in the NCAA tournament was 2017. They lost first round in 2017. 2016, they lost to Wichita State. Now, they've been going to the NIT. They went 2023. They made to the quarterfinals of the NIT. They've got all kinds of players of the year and All-Americans. They've got Jeff Turner, who was an Olympian. But Jerry Stackhouse, who seems to be a good coach, other than the fact that he can't win, he's 61 and 69, 2 NIT appearances. That's him right now. This is the situation. They've got one SIAA championship, one SoCon tournament champion, 15 NCAA appearances, 14 NIT appearances. But they are no longer. Last year they went 22 and 15. Year before that, 19 and 17. 9 and 16 the year before that, 11 and 20. This is their men's basketball team. No joke. This is what they had been excelling at, and now they are no longer anywhere close. It's frustrating, I'm sure, for them as well, because they're doing somewhat decent, not really in the SEC, but they're no longer they're not able to compete in the one sport they're most competitive at. The women's basketball team, the current basketball coach for Vandy is Shea Sydney Ralph. She is currently 50 and 46, and she made it to the NCAA first round in last year, made it to the WNIT, and she went 22 and 8 last year. So she's improving the team. They might actually have a chance. I will give her that. She actually seems to be turning the team around. But they've only had one Final Four appearance. They've had 5 Elite Eights, made 6 Sweet 16 several times, made the second round a few times. But, well, seriously, Miss Ralph seems to be the best coach that they've had in a while, and she's turned that team into something that people should look at. I'll give her that. She went 16 and 19, 21, 22, 22, 23, 12 and 19, and now 22 to 8. Maybe she has a chance of doing something. They haven't had a conference tournament championship since 2008-2009 season. And that was Melanie Balcom. She did that 3 times. I never can tell. They might be turning themselves back around. This might be the one sport that they can actually say is worthy of the SEC. The Commodores baseball team, the Commodores baseball team, they're doing pretty decent. They've had 22 regional appearances, 10 super regional, 5 College World Series appearances, and 2 national champions. 2024, they were eliminated by Coastal Carolina in the Clemson Regional. 2023, they were number 6 overall and eliminated by Xavier in the Nashville Regional. They've had 6 SEC championships, 4 SEC tournament championships, 21 NCAA tournaments, 5 College World Series, 2 national champions overall. Their 2 national championships were 2014 and 2019. They're respectable. I will give them that. I think they could do just as well anywhere else. The current coach, who has been there since 2003, has had them regularly going to tournaments. So we will give them that. But does baseball make up for their other issues that I've already talked about? They Bandy's only had in women's, they've had 3 national championships in bowling: 2007, 2018, 2023. Tennis, they had a 2015 national championship. Men's are the only 2 that they've had recently. They don't technically have a real athletic department. Several years ago, the president said that he wanted to get closer to having a student athlete instead of an athlete, which, I can respect that. Their football stadium, First Bank Stadium, its seating capacity is 40,350. Seriously, that's tiny for an SEC school. I'm not saying that I want Vandy to go necessarily. I'm just saying, would it not be better for them to consider going to a group of 5 where they would be far more competitive, or even going down to Division 1A, or I guess it would actually be FCS now. Sorry, I'm old and put upon and remember when it was all the different divisions. Would Vandy do better? That's what I'm asking. Would Vandy do better with a chance of not constantly being the punching bag for the SEC? Now, I like the idea of Vandy being here. It's great for Tennessee's football record. It's great for everybody else's football record. But they're much more competitive. They would be much more competitive in a group of 5 than they would be in a power conference like the SEC. And they would do so much more. They would have so many more conference championships, in my opinion. But hey, this is just me asking a question. I'm not saying that they need to go. I'm just saying, might not it be better for them to go to a group of 5? But hey, that's for everybody to think about. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day, and y'all think about this now. Bye.